And let's do one more problem, which can be a little bit challenging since we need to deal with this summation notation. So let's first get used to what this notation means. So when we have this capital sigma, this is a Greek letter, the bottom number here, this k equals 1, this is our starting value. So this is where the series starts. So starting value, or starting, I should really say starting term. And it goes to 50. So this is the last term here. And basically this 5k minus 1, or minus 161, this is just our formula for finding each of the terms. So for instance, when we plug in k equals 1, we get 5 minus 161, which would be minus 156. So that's when k is equal to 1. And then we add, since this is a sum, sigma for sum, we're just adding all of the terms starting at 1 and going up to 50. So there's going to be 50 total things that we're adding. And when we plug in to find the second term, we're just going to plug in k equals 2. So we get 5 times 2, which is 10, minus 161. So that would be minus 151. And after that, let me make some space. You would plug in k equals 3. You get 15 minus 161, which is minus 146. You plug in k equals 4, k equals 5, and so on. And you just keep adding them together all the way up to k equals 50. So we can say for k equals 49, you get 5 times 49 minus 161, which is 84. And when we plug in k equals 50, our last term here, 5 times 50 minus 161 would be 89. Notice that common difference is consistent. We're just adding 5 to go from one term to the next. So with this problem, the most difficult part is just understanding what the notation means. And when seeing it written with this sigma notation, this summation notation, it can be a little bit complicated looking when you just see the formula. So I would encourage you, try to write out the actual sum. And from there, it might be a little bit clearer what this actually means. But we were able to figure out the first term and every term after that, where this is our 49th and 50th term. So we got our first term and our last term, and we know there are 50 terms, so we can just use our formula. So we know that to find the sum of the first 50 terms, we're going to multiply by the amount of terms, and the first term, minus 156, plus the last term, 89, all divided by 2. So let's put this into our calculator. And our final answer is minus 1,675.